Welcome back to Bathurst and the final round of the evening from the Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit in New South Wales. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson bringing you Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship action. And Adam, well, if the third race is anything like the first two, it's going to be tremendous.
Yes, it is. Andrew, and with Andrew Whitehead on the pole position, with Kevin Noon alongside him, and the likes of Katz and Field and Newman all the way back in the midfield. It's surely going to be interesting on this opening lap to see who can negotiate themselves through the carnage for the first few corners.
Indeed, Alex Simpson will bring you in there. Reverse grid, what do you expect?
Yeah, I think we've been blessed with two great races the last time, and I want to see a hat trick, but I dare say this one's going to be a little bit spicy.
Be brilliant, or it could be a disaster, boys. Who knows? A lot of guys waiting until the last possible moment to go on the grid. Of course, tyre temperature is critical in these hot conditions here in Australia. It's 36-degree track temperature. It's about to get a little hotter now. As the green light is on, and it's a poor start from Whitehead. Down towards the first corner. You're going to maintain the lead over Kevin Noon. He is. Tyler Jones in third place. He's having a look. He's having a look at Noon. And look at Daniel Craft, Adam. He's already onto the right hand side of the track.
Yeah, quite a few inexperienced guys at the front of the pack, especially Tyler Jones. I think it's his first race meeting, so it's going to be interesting to see how the experienced guys race around him, especially Daniel Craft as we head down towards turn number 2. Daniel Craft down the inside surely, and the battle for the lead ongoing as well. Daniel Craft through into third and oars as Kevin Noon gets out of control.
Contact with Noon. And he's bashing panels again. And Noon was lucky not to travel across the front of Tyler Jones'
crash.
Kia.
You've got to have a safety car. Track is completely blocked going into turn 2. No one's thrown anything yet. Maybe the admins have missed it, but I think it all started off with I'm not sure, it's one of the Lugnuts cars actually just got all out of shape going into turn 2.
Big crash as well on the exit of turn 4. I can't see who it is, but the car upside down.
He's upside down.
Yeah, so I can't see who it is, but anyway, there was a car upside down, but we've carried on. Andrew Whitehead continuing to lead as we head over Skyline for the first time. Daniel Craft in second, Kevin Noon still in third, who's in fourth, Alex Walensky fifth. It is Robert Plumley, sixth Blake Hood, seventh Hunt, eighth Laidler, ninth Katz, and in 10th it is Ben Palmer.
Yep, and leading then at the moment is still Andrew Whitehead, but he's going to come under a lot of pressure from Daniel Craft, Alex, as they come down the Conrod Straight here for the first time.
Yeah, I think he's got just enough of a gap to keep out in front there, but we know how good Craft is on the brakes. This Pete Newman car very, very quick in the straight line as well, and actually so fast in comparison. He's going to have to do it around the outside, but I think he's going to hold on this time for Whitehead.
Daniel Craft going for the double as well here tonight. He won race 1. Let's see if he can win race 3, and he's shaping up Whitehead brilliantly there out of the chase and in towards the final corner. Is he going to go for the lead already? Cuts to the inside.
Pete Newman. They've both missed the corner.
And he's through on the grass. Kevin Noon for the lead, over the line for the first time, side by side between Craft and Noon. They were 1/10 of a second apart at the line, but it's now, he's turning in, he's turning in.
And the ABR car goes into the lead, brilliant from Kevin Noon.
That was good racing there from Daniel Craft. I think he had no intention of taking him out, but was roughing him up all the same. Craft is now going to be in the slipstream.
Alex, that was exactly what you were talking about, but this time Daniel Craft actually moved over to one side slightly, so as not to turn Kevin Noon.
Yeah, exactly. Both drivers. It was more on the entry, which is makes a huge difference there, as both drivers were sort of giving each other room. But it was great.
Noon went a bit wide there, and Craft, he's not going to have a look there. Surely it's almost impossible. This tight left-hander with the wall inches from the cars, Adam.
Yeah, we saw in race 2 Laura Bond and John Roberts getting together there when he attempted to move through there, so it's not usually successful if you attempt to move through there. So
Craft did not end well for Laura Bond, did it?
No, it didn't, especially later on in the race. As Kevin Noon nearly hits the concrete barrier as we head towards Skyline. Laura Bond, in fact, got a bit of karma later on in the race because she hit the wall at Skyline over the top of the hill, which is where they're going now. 7.5 laps still to go. Kev Noon grimly holding on ahead of Daniel Kraft. Lap times last time around, Kev Noon was 1/10 of a second slower. He's alongside.
Yeah, he got a great run down the hill.
No room there.
Again, it's not a viable passing place. Alexander Smolensky's having a look. He's had a terrible beating so far.
Update on the championship for you just quickly. Andreas Katz, the gap between him and David Baker, 86
Kraft's
points.
on the grass nearly.
Through he goes, and surely Kev Noon can't mount any defence, but he's got the breaking point to try and get the lead back through the chase. Smolensky watching in the background as well.
Oh, Noon's going to go around the outside into the chicane.
That is a fantastic.
Wonderful.
That is an amazing. That is fantastic. He was on the inside and then he cut
But he's
back
not
to the outside.
He's not managed to keep it in Smolensky.
Smolensky on the brakes there, his brake lights were on, so he had to get out of it there. Into the final corner, Kraft holding on the inside line. Will Kev Noon try and get the cut back on the exits? He can't get it done, no he can't, so Daniel Kraft to the race lead, but what great racing there from Kev Noon.
Yeah, and I do fear for Kev Noon now though, that he's not going to be able to get back to the lead anytime soon, but it was good when it lasted, but we'll see what he can do if the ABR car can mount the challenge.
We also missed Whitehead going off as well. The
Blake Hood, was it?
And actually there's a crash going into turn 1. I'm not sure who's involved in that. 2 or 3 cars.
Yeah.
Janowski,
Palmer?
Richardson's involved, I think, or just coming through.
David Baker possibly?
Ashley Blake,
That's wild, isn't
Ashley
it?
Blake Hood, I think Matt Walker involved in it. Yeah, let's just have a little look at that back on replay, see what happened there.
No, Richard Wild was not involved. He's crashed and he crashed on the mountain section. He might have been. Was it Blake Hood then?
Yes, it was actually Blake Hood. Yeah.
Just having a little look. We're on board.
Oh, Kev Noon's been turned around. I'm sorry. He's going for the lead with Daniel Kraft up at the top of the hill, and now he's been turned around.
We'll get that back once we finished just watching this replay. I get the feeling Matt Walker might have been late to the scene. Actually, yeah, exactly. It's all going off ahead of it. Actually, Blake Hood.
Dan Kraft down the hill.
Steve Walker, yeah, so yeah, that's unfortunate. Right, let's find what happened to Kevin Noon. I think actually we'll just stay on board this replay.
Oh, somebody's crashed at the top of the hill.
And it's Kev Noon.
Is it Kev Noon? Has he crashed again?
So Kevin actually rogered poor Dan Kraft at the going into sort of turn 3. Proper guy
He's
there.
He's also rogered
and then
Simon Field, who's then been hit by his own teammate Pete Newman. And yeah,
I think it would have been. Sorry,
Burke.
it was Simon Field that he got into as well. I think so.
Oh, and there's 3-car battle. Baker's on the grass going down the straight with is it Matthew Amadou? Is it? It's Benjamin Hackerson and and Stephen Burke.
We're still watching it on the replay here as well.
Oh, and there's a big, massive one!
Yeah.
Massive one at the chase. Burke's gone off, and Hackson's off as well, and Baker's survived it. Somehow.
So everybody's just still trying to struggle through.
It was just so much carnage, and we're still on the other one.
Yeah, we're coming down the mountain now. I'm now switched to Burke, just to see what happened to Burke. So Burke got into 2 Lucknuts cars going through the elbow there as well, and oh yeah, you can see this is gonna kick off very shortly.
Off
Hopefully
as well.
we can get it back to life once we see this.
Oh, it's apart
yeah.
trying to go around the outside of Daniel Kraft.
Take your time, Alex. Nothing's happened yet.
We'll do radio commentary on it.
Oh, that's not good.
So many
Steve
accidents.
Burke actually got himself disqualified with that as well.
Already?
Right, I'm back, I'm live.
Right, Smolensky all over the back of Kraft as we head up the mountain. Who's in 3rd now? Robert Plumley in 3rd. Andreas Katz up into 4th. 5th is Ben Palmer. 6th is Russell Laidler. 7th Dan Blake. 8th Dan Hunt. 9th Ellis Stevens. And in 10th Simon Field. That's your revised top 10. Smolensky's now onto the back of Kraft, Andrew.
I think Alex, Adam, sorry, in the revised field, I think we've lost nearly half the grid already. I think we've only got 23 cars on the lead lap. Although, wait a minute, there's some still coming through. Matthew Amadou still coming through there. So we've lost Kevin Noon. Ashley Blake Hood is out. Janowski's in the pits. Burke's out. Matt Walker's out. John Roberts is out. Bays, Wright, and Jones. So we've lost a hell of a lot of people.
Just watch the speed of this Pete Newman media car. Simon Field tucked up behind Ellis Stevens, just 0.3 of a second going down the back straight. Is he going to get an opportunity to have a look? I don't think he's got a little bit of damage actually on the front, and that's probably slowing down just a little bit.
Back of the front, Smolenski.
Yeah, he was the one. Sorry, Adam, to butt in. Alex, he was the one who was involved in the Kevin Noon incident as well. The second Kevin Noon incident.
Yep.
Kraft having to go quite defensive into that final corner. Smolenski goes all over the grass. Let's have a look at lap times as they come across the line. 2 minute 13.7 for Kraft, 13.6 for Smolenski. Smolenski 1/10 of a second quicker, and he's looking racy as Smolenski as we come through the first corner. He gets a better exit, I think, as Kraft has to go all over the curbs. As Smolenski surely will have the slipstream now as we head down the straight towards turn number 2. Kraft hugging the inside line. Will he move back over? He's hugging that white line, isn't he, Andrew? As Alex Smolenski goes to the outside, and look in the background, Katz trying to get past Plumley. 2 moves going on at once here as we head through turn 2. Neither of them work. Katz has to go out wide, and so does Smolenski. So it's as you were, but look at Ben Palmer trying to get past Katz now as we head into turn 3.
You're always going to struggle with that outside move in turn 2, and it didn't work for Alex Smolenski. In fact, if anything, it put the in-form Robert Plumley just behind him. So Plumley ahead of Andreas Katz. Katz is 4th, he started 9th. And he's got Ben Palmer behind him, Alex, who started 14th on the grid.
Yeah, Palmer looking quite strong, you have to say. Every race really this week he's looked pretty good.
Do you think that, what do you think Katz's mindset's going to be like?
Yeah, I think, excuse me, sorry. I think Katz was just going to ensure that he finishes this race as well. He'll want to pick up a few places, but probably won't take any risky overtakes right now. And I would dare say that if Palmer stuck it up the inside, Katz would probably let him have it. Championship's got to be playing on his mind at this point, and Baker's way down there in 12th place at the moment.
Yeah, it's not going to be any good for his championship, is it? 12th, Adam, or 13th, I think he is.
Yeah.
Looking pretty poor for him at the minute. In fact, he is 12th because Malcolm's gone. Malcolm's crashed, has he?
It's not often we talk about David Baker having a lack of consistency this season, but that hasn't been on his side in Season 8 of the BSRTC. The gap between him and Katz, 86 points going into this final race of the evening, so he'd only been able to close the deficit by 10, and surely that's not going to help him much in race 3 being behind as Smolenski, and they all go off. In fact, Kraft and Smolenski both use that bit of grass on the exit. 4 laps to go now, and the top 6, Russell Laidler back to 2.6 seconds separating the first 6, so they are still right with each other, and if one of them makes a mistake, it could be brought back.
I just want to draw your attention to a massive crash. I know I'm going back again, but on lap 5, Scott Malcolm went off at the top of the hill into the gravel and came back on, hit the wall, and collected Newman and Steve Walker. So both those fellas are out. Don't know about Steve Walker. Yeah, that was a massive crash. But that's why Baker moved up to 12th.
Yeah, Baker able to gain quite a few spots from that incident. In fact, there's Smolenski, Andrew's right with Daniel Kraft now as we head over down towards McPhillamy Park. Smolenski looking this way, and that's pretty. Oh, someone hit the wall there. Don't know if it's Smolenski or Kraft, but I definitely heard
just tapped the wall.
Might have just been, with the right rear of the car. Doesn't look like he sustained any damage, but either way, it means he's dropped to half a second behind. Just look at Ben Palmer. Look all over the back of Robert Plumley as we head over the top of the hill. Yeah,
Palmer's got that aggressive style, and Bathurst, one of those tracks that it actually works quite well. They really throw the car into the corners. Laidler's there as well, and as is Andreas Katz. And then just two seconds behind, as you see Laidler drifting it round the mountain.
Kraft has made an error, sorry. Daniel Kraft's made an error going into Forest Elbow, and look what it means, because Smolenski is right with him. Smolenski doesn't know which way to go yet. He's going to the outside line, which Kraft will cover.
Weaving a little.
He's made his move, and I think that was a dummy there by Smolenski. He was looking to the outside, which Daniel Kraft blocked, and then he went back to the inside. So, my word! That is not what he wanted to do there. Smolenski.
That was bad.
I think that was bad by both of them, in fact, because Smolenski was doing some weaving, and Kraft is off as well. And who does that promote to the race lead? Ben Palmer is who? Smolenski is later.
Well, to me, Smolenski was entering a right-hand corner on the right-hand side of the track, and he swerved across the front.
Yeah, across Daniel Kraft, yeah, so...
I thought, I must admit, I'm going to say it was 100% Smolenski's fault, because even though Kraft was weaving a little down the straight, I think that was a really poor thing to do from Smolenski. There's contact with Laidler and Plumley. Plumley's off and into the wall.
Cat's up into second place then, and this is the... Oh, and he's back on, and nearly takes out quite a few drivers there, but everyone able to avoid. Katz versus Laidler now as we head down the straight down towards turn 2. Katz has just been able to pull out in front. 3 laps to go here.
Baker's out.
Yes, he is. He's been shown with 0 on my speedo, so David Baker in the pit lane as Katz runs out wide, and Russell Laidler is able to get the place surely. And look in the background, Smolenski and Kraft, and who's that, Hunt involved as well.
Baker, I think, was disqualified after I think it was Robert Graham hit the wall coming down the mountain and just clips Dave Baker for what I must think would be a 1x or maybe a 2, and that was enough to disqualify the number 1 car. So Dave Baker, all of a sudden, he's almost Katz is almost unassailable here. There's only 3 races to go after this one, Adam.
Yeah, and it's at Brands Hatch, and it's going to be very hard for David Baker to bring back a point deficit from this much. It's probably going to be about 120, 130 points between them now, especially if Katz finishes in 3rd. Yeah, at least, as we head down in towards Forest Elbow. Andreas Katz doing what he needs to at the moment, just sitting in 3rd place. He doesn't need to get any better results. It's all about whether Russell Laidler can close in onto Ben Palmer, but the main battle is between Alex Smolenski and Daniel Kraft. The two of them going at it this time for 4th place as we head down Conrod Straight.
Indeed, I'm just, if you bear with me a second, I'm just sort of trying to see the points battle. Katz was 88 points ahead going into this very race, so he's going to gain probably 30 points at least on Simon Field, and he's going to have over 100-point lead. And then Baker's virtually out of it. He's 190 points behind Alex. That's crippling for David Baker.
Sorry, I realised I was muted there. Yeah, unfortunately, that's pretty much, I would say, the end, isn't it?
The end for Dave Baker. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, he will take the green in Brands Hatch, Adam, but chances of being a back-to-back British Sim Racer Touring Car champion, which looked so good earlier on in the season, are in tatters now.
Yeah, probably have to hope that someone cuts the cable on Andreas Katz's internet or something that will stop him from appearing at the next race. But yeah, that's probably going to have to be it for David Baker this season. But of course, next season, a much longer season. We're going from February all the way through to December, so he's got a long time to recover from those mistakes. As Daniel Hunt trying to get past Daniel Kraft on the penultimate lap of the race now, and this ongoing battle for 4th place.
Yeah, and you've got to, over Alex, about competing over such a long season. It's going to be really important to keep your nose clean in that one, isn't it? Over 9 months of racing.
That's going to be the key thing, really. Just the consistency, I think, at the end is probably out. There's so many great races turning up for that one. Teams are going to be very, very closely fought, and a lot on the line for it. I mean, a massive amount of prize money. I know we're still trying to beaver away and get some sponsors for equipment and things like that behind it. I know iRacing have committed to some credits as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great series, and just looking forward to getting that started. But let's first off, see who's going to win this one.
And it's looking, Adam, like it's going to be Team Carnage's Ben Palmer.
Yeah, who would have thought that a few laps ago when Smolenski and Daniel Kraft were battling for the lead, and they're battling over 4th now as Kraft is in the slipstream and looking down the inside. Whoa, Smolenski, really big defending there. That was almost blocking.
They're doing the same things that got him into grief in the first place, both of them.
Oh no, when he takes him out, I don't know.
I think Field hits. I think Field actually connected with Smolenski, who then had nowhere to go and ended up into Daniel Kraft. Alex, we're going to have a look and confirm.
Yeah, I'm having a look at it now.
Contact with Field there.
I'm just looking back on my replay now. No, there was no contact. There was no contact,
right,
Andrew.
So Smolenski lost it on his own.
Well, I think I don't know.
Oh yeah.
He just turned. He turned into him. I think that was Smolenski turning into him. He was nowhere near the corner.
I think he lost it under braking. he looks like he's hit the brakes really hard, and
No.
I mean, I tell you what, there's only one way to very, very quickly go into that, is look into the cockpit view. Oh yeah,
He turned sharp left.
Yeah,
Turned sharp left.
Sharp left. That's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Ben, after such a good meeting, that's disappointing to see. Really disappointing.
Well, let's have a look at what it's done to the order now. Simon Field up into 4th, Robert Plumley 5th, Dan Blake is now 6th, 7th is Ellis Stevens, and Daniel Hunt is in 8th place. And this battle still continues for 4th, Andrew, even with all those cars being taken out. It's Simon Field versus Robert Plumley versus Dan Blake for this final 4th place.
Indeed it is. One thing it has done though is it's helped out Simon Field. He's going to lose only a few points to Andreas Katz, which is going to make his task of winning the title at Brands Hatch even easier. Going to rue those 3 races that he missed earlier on the season, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much, because he was only a few points behind Baker going into this event, and that was after missing that event. Was it at Donington, I think? But so yeah, it's disappointing for him, but obviously next season he will hopefully be able to mount a new challenge and hopefully get his first shot at winning that title as we head down Conrod Straight. It looks like he's holding on to that 4th place though, but Robert Plumley and Dan Blake.
Katz that I think we need to look at, Adam, sorry. Down the straight, side by side with Russell Laidler. Katz looking for 2nd place, he's got it already.
Great driving from Andreas Katz just to solidify his championship lead in towards the chicane. They've got a back marker in front of them, and Katz.
Now then, is that going to allow Laidler a chance into the last corner? We're going to see expert defending from Katz. This is important for the championship. Ben Downer's going to take the win, and Katz has left the door up of Laidler's pass over the curbs, and the finish line comes for Laidler.
Russell Laidler 2nd place.
Oh my goodness.
At Silverstone, he got a last lap overtake done on Laura Bond to get a podium, and he just did it there.
Field, Plumley, Blake and Stevens. What was Katz doing there?
Thinking of his championship. Guaranteed. Could have easily have got into the wall there if I had bought that hard. And not even got across the line.
Look at this, Smolensky versus Richardson, the 2 Elite Martini cars going at it into the final corner, and Smolensky just gets the move done on Richardson, I think, as they come across the line. Smolensky beats him by a few hundredths.
If Katz had just stayed on the line he was in no danger.
I don't know.
He was in no danger. Laidler would have had to go around the outside, he wouldn't have made it.
He's in no danger of losing the championship, and that's the prize. That's the thing. Yeah, I think his mindset now, that to me, I said that he would jump out of the way, and he did. Yeah, that is what his mind is 100% focused on now. It's finishing every race, doesn't matter where it is, wants the championship. And he's practically he's got one hand on that trophy already. There's no reason to risk anything there. He didn't need any. It wasn't a win. Wasn't going to win.
You know what it was? Yeah, I didn't even get that right. That was... For some reason my brain processed that different to my eyes. Yeah, he did exactly the right thing. 100% the right thing. Because
Laidler was fighting that, wasn't he? He wanted that. He was diving up the inside, so he could have easily ended up, in the wall.
Yeah.
So 4 or 5 places further down, he wouldn't have finished like last or anything silly, but
if he'd have been on his roof, he would have.
Well, true, yeah.
Shall we see if we can have a quick word? I'd like to have a quick word with Daniel Kraft after his ongoing battles with Smolensky throughout the entire race and ended up getting turned around by him.
Yeah, if I can find him.
He's in the Peter Newman media channel, I think.
Yeah, there he is.
Daniel Kraft joins us in the commentary box after a pretty eventful race 3 for you. You won race 1, but what was your opinion of Smolensky's driving throughout that 3rd race?
Well, he was trying to intentionally wreck me for the entire time.
He succeeded.
Just to put it boldly, the instant on lap 6, he started turning left when the corner started turning right. I had to turn in eventually, and then after that little tap and he went onto the grass, I realised straight away that he wasn't actually aiming to continue, he was aiming at me.
Go on.
So at that point I tried to slow down, and I believe the car in 3rd hit me, which led to me just being stuck behind Smolenski. I realised trying to overtake him that he was just weaving all over the place trying to wreck me, and I was just trying to sit behind. Eventually I got past him, and I saw he had let off the brakes intentionally and was trying to wreck me. I tried to get out of the way, but at that point it was too late.
Well, we've just been looking in the chat, and your teammate Simon Field calling it a disgrace, and other words calling it disgusting. What do you think they should do to Alex Smolenski? A punishment, really, to stop him from doing this?
He should be banned, quite simply. He's not only ruined that single race, but he's ruined the team championship. Whereas we all pay an entry fee for this series, and for someone just to intentionally wreck you is quite disgraceful.
I agree. Actually, Dan, it looked like from the camera angle, the TV camera that we saw, that Field had actually tapped Smolenski into him, but then we saw later on on board with him, and the wheel moved left, and all I can say is, commiserations, because it looked like a fun race out there up until that point.
Yeah, it was Bathurst is always interesting. There's quite a lot of incidents in that race. It wasn't just Smolenski. There's quite a lot of drivers missing their braking points. It does make it a lot harder. But Bathurst is a very enjoyable track, and it's just a shame that the series has come to this.
And in race 1, we saw you have a great battle with David Baker, and a bit rough with him on the final lap.
I was entitled to hold my line in the inside. We both broke incredibly late, and we were pushing it. But if you looked at the replay, I believe he tried turning in, and I was trying to turn in at that point, but we just collided. There's nothing what I could do. I had the inside line, so in my opinion, I had the right of the corner.
Okay, Brands Hatch next week, final race of the season. What's your aim? Another win?
Don't think I'll be so lucky this series. I think I've not finished more races than I have, so I'll just be looking to finish all 3 races and try and find it enjoyable.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, and thanks for giving us your opinion on the Smolenski incident, and we'll see you at Brands Hatch for the final race meeting in a week's time. So Dan Blake, so thanks for talking to us, Dan.
No problem, thank you. You guys did a great job.
Oh, sorry for Dan Craft there, Adam. Not, especially this is the thing I think we need to get across, and I'm going to say it now, and I'm not going to hopefully, is that what he said was spot on. The guys pay money to enter this series, and there are big prizes on offer, and the prizes are going to be even bigger next season. In my opinion, this driving shouldn't be tolerated. Alex, I don't know about you, mate, but I thought that was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's not. All I'll say is it's not what we want to see. It's not my place. I'm not a league admin or anything like that.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
Those guys are the ones that need to make a decision on that. We've seen Smolenski be on the reverse side of that several times as well. Just playing devil's advocate here for a moment, and he gets a bad rep sometimes in the in the sort of the chat areas and things like that as well. I mean, he does bring a little bit of it, a lot of it on to himself, in fairness. But I just think that regardless, what the drivers really need to do is they just need to talk to the race officials now, and they need to make the decision. It's certainly not worth taking this onto any of the Facebook group chat or to the YouTube chat or anything like that, and saying it's this or it's that. If they want to get something done to it, they need to write to the league admins and do it that way. Do it in a sensible, in a polite and respectful manner for the league as well. So. Not that Dan said anything out of place there, because he didn't at all. But I just think there was definite issues there. But moving forward with those kind of things, we just need to not let something like this blow off after the race event. And let's see guys just think about it and just do make appeals to these sort of things done in the proper sense as well. But Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It was a really great race and good week, and it feels like we were ending on a little bit of a sour note actually, but but still, I mean, let's just forget about that for a second and just actually think we had 3 really great races today, really good fun,
Yeah.
and the season's
too.
come into a close, and Cats obviously. Like I said, pretty much one hand on the trophy now. Baker had a doozy the last couple of races, and
includes Summit Point
yeah.
and Donning. He had that incident when he came back on the track at Summit Point. He was slow at Donington. He had last week was hit and miss, and then this week's just been. I mean, Alex, what must he be feeling now? Because he must be absolutely just so disappointed that he's let it slip.
Exactly. I think the season he won it. He was the driver that just didn't make the mistakes. He was the consistent. He slipped a few times, and this is really, I think, why he's not going to win it this season. I think definitely had the potential to do that. He, at the start of the season, there was nothing to separate him and Cats, and I thought actually throughout the season it was probably going to be Baker that was going to come out as the strongest because of what he did last season and that. But Cats actually shown that. A totally different mindset from about halfway through the season, and we've seen in previous seasons that he's raced really hard and aggressive and stuff like that, and been turned around. We were talking about Brands Hatch before, but that last corner there tells me that there's a different Cats in the car at the moment. He's got his he wants that number 1 on his car going into the the BSRTC Pro Series.
Yeah, of course, he won the championship back in season 3, so a repeat winner in the BSRTC. We haven't had that. Andreas Katz will be the first repeat winner since Ella Stevens, so good for him. Let's see, can we have a quick word with David Baker?
Mr. Baker?
I think he's in the main BSRTC.
There he is.
David Baker joins us now in the commentary box. David, it just was not your night tonight.
No, sadly not. Incident in race 1 with Dan, and then unfortunately got taken out by my teammate in race 2 and DQ'd in race 3 because of other people's kind of mistakes. But hey, that's racing. Round here, it's always tough.
Hey Dave, we saw. I don't know if Alex can go back and have a look at this while we're seeing it, but so you got really unlucky with the final incident with Robert Graham. It didn't look like there was any way you could go.
Yeah, he bounced into the wall, hit across me, gave me a 4x, and then that was it.
Oh, you got 4 for that? It looked like a light tap.
No, 4 for that, I'm afraid. And because of people taking it 3 wide on the straights over those first few laps, I'd already been hit and pushed around a few times. Maybe I should get my elbows out for a change.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we head to Brands Hatch next week. The championship isn't mathematically over for you, but what are you going to try and do? Just go for wins, or are you just going to try and do the consistency which you've been trying to do the last few races?
I'm just going to have fun. I think that's all you can really do. Surprisingly, I actually prefer this track to Brands. I love the challenge of Bathurst, and unfortunately I thought I had a really quick car, but let's say end of the season, we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, David Baker, and that sadly looks like you might be relinquishing your crown at the next race in Brands Hatch, but thanks for talking to us.
It had to happen sometime, but I want to say congratulations to Paul on his first win as well for Lug Nuts. I mean, that was an amazing achievement, particularly around such a difficult track, so definite congrats to him.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, David Baker.
No problem, cheers guys.
Yeah, David Baker talking to us there, Andrew, and oh well, I think he was gracious in defeat there, isn't he?
He was, but I mean, he's not defeated just yet, and stranger things have happened than overturning this deficit. So, I want to take it forward to just before we maybe have a look at a couple of the incidents from that race. I want to take it on to next season and just sort of talk about that, because obviously there's only 3 rounds left for the BSRTC Pro Series, and the concept behind this is one giant mega series. Determine the best of the best. It's going to be 33 race meetings. That's going to be split over 9 months, as we said. It's going to be 99 rounds. About that, 99 races in the series. And Adam, what sort of craziness is 99 rounds going to bring us?
Well, it's going to throw up certainly a whole load of variables. I'm just trying to look for the entry list, which I've just got open now.
There's 10 teams of 4 drivers.
Yep, and we've also just, I know you might not have seen him before, Andrew, but for those of you that watched the seasons 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, we'll see the return of Stelian Chepelevsky, and he's come close in the past to winning championships in the BSRTC, but he'll be back as well for the first time since season 5. So that's probably one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to this season.
I know what I'm looking forward to. I think Alex might agree with me on this one. The return of Wojciech Savinovic.
Yeah, Wojciech. He's going to be a great addition back to the series so quick those few seasons ago. I'm gutted that he's not in the Apex car, I have to say, but that said, I'm also very excited for the Apex TV lineup as well. You know, not biased at all or anything
Sebastian
like that.
Joe, World Cup driver.
Sebastian is
Lee Thompson, former World Championship driver himself as well. You know, Clive Lawrence. And
the reserves.
Clive Lawrence is a veteran of the Neo Endurance.
Yeah,
Tim Mawson is a veteran of BSRTC as well himself.
And of course the reserve driver lineup, Andrew.
Well, that's it. I mean, we are, no bias here.
It's all about the reserves, really, isn't it?
Reserves,
I don't know about those guys, but yeah.
We have got the only man to ever enter an Aston Villa liveried car in BSRTC, Adam Bath.
Yep.
I'm going to be doing it as well. If we can persuade Alex to jump in for one of the endurance races or one of the 5-driver team races, then we will as well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be calling the action as normal.
Yeah. Well, pretty much all 99 rounds. That's going to be
all the way through to December.
Yeah,
all the way through to
Christmas. Crazy.
We have enough trouble remembering which round it is now. When we're debating round 71 or round 72, I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But yeah,
Jamie Rushworth's back as well.
Jamie Rushworth, God almighty, that's going to be a great grid. Ashley Sutton's a reserve on one of the teams, isn't he?
Adeko Lopez a reserve as well.
Lopez, bloody hell.
And I know
they're all going to be in there.
I think it was he was working on a new overlay that was posted in the a little example of that in the Facebook group as well. That looks great. So, new infographics and things like that for the series. So, to make our presentations just a little bit better.
Adam, does Stelian Chepelevsky have the talent to win the title, does he?
He came pretty close in season 4, I think. He finished in 2nd place, and he took a few wins for the Yuasa racing team in season 5 as well before he left due to a moving country. So I think it's going to be great for him to be back, and I know he's been putting in the hours in the simulator going around Phillip Island, which will be the first race of the season. So expect to see him up at the top and possibly back on his game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that front of that field is going to be really, really stacked. And one thing, Alex, that we've seen this season in BSRTC is that people, there's been a lot of breakthrough drivers, haven't there? Robert Plumley, Ben Palmer, Ashley Blake Hood. Those guys are going to have as good a chance as anybody who's picking up race wins and eventually big money.
Yeah, I think, just look at actually how the series is laid out. There's some great opportunities for a lot of different drivers to pick up a reasonable paycheck out of this series. This where there's 10,000 up for grabs. I mean, that's just huge. I mean, never been done before in a league.
Same prize fund as winning the Drivers' World Championship.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, credit to the organisers here.
And fair play to them as well, is they've tried to keep it to teams and drivers that have had like an active role within the series before. There's a few new faces, yes, but what we haven't got is we haven't got the entire World Championship grid all of a sudden turned up and trying to thank you very much, I'll take all that lovely prize money. So it's great to see actually people through through loyalty to the series have got a good chance to get a decent prize out of sim racing, and the teams is the key thing, isn't it? Sorry, just want to get that out. Teams is the key thing rather than the overall championship winner. He still gets something, of course, but the team gets the big payout, and I believe that's really how it should be, because it promotes sort of fair driving, and the important thing is going to be for consistency through the team. So it's going to be great to see how that works out.
And some new venues as well for the BSRTC in the Pro Series. We'll be starting off the season at Phillip Island, a new venue for the series there. Heading to Barber Motorsports Park. We'll be heading to Mid-Ohio in July. We'll be heading to Monza when it joins the iRacing Motorsport Simulation Service in September.
Wow.
And, of course, one of the... Pocono as well, the oval racing, and of course in November, at the beginning of November, we'll have the leader's choice. So whoever's leading the championship, they'll get a pick at the season. And season 9, the BSRTC Pro Series, that will kick off on the 19th of March. So be there.
First race is the 19th of March. The last race is the 3rd of December at Daytona Road Course. What a great venue to finish with. We go stateside for the last 3 rounds. Mosport in Canada, Sebring in America, and Daytona in America as well. So, I mean, there aren't that many breaks either, are there? There's 1, there's 2, there's only 2 breaks all season. 2 off weeks. That's going to be the difficult thing, Alex, isn't it? There's very little time to rest, even for us.
Yeah, exactly. It's a relentless schedule, actually, and it's really going to push the guys to the limits, I think, really, and you know, for people like Seb as well, you know, he's got the World Championship to worry about, so, you know, you might think of it and go, oh, you know, Seb's going to be super fast and stuff like that, but, you know, he's going to have split priorities as well, so, you know, he's going to have to decide where his main focus is going to be. I mean, you could argue that he's probably going to get more out of this than he will the World Championship. Those places are notoriously dominated by Redline and what is now Coanda Simsports. So, you know, it's you know, I think this series could be a massive game changer for iRacing. You know, once something like this is successful, and you know, iRacing see this, so of course iRacing are giving it their blessing. They're getting behind it with credits as well that are going to be issued out, and you know, we're hoping to get it on iRacing Live as well, so they're going to promote this when the races are on. I'm not 100% sure that's confirmed yet. I'm in talks with Otto over that at the moment, but it's looking relatively good for that. I'll get some sort of confirmation hopefully next week on that, whether that's going ahead. And
the field's going to be so good.
Sadly, though, we will be
great.
We will be saying goodbye to the reverse grid dice, though. Unfortunately, it looks like.
Well,
that's a shame, Alex. That was your favourite bit, mate.
Well, that was my main role, really, wasn't it? Just to do the dice.
Roll, very good.
No pun intended.
So the first race grid, just as you know, we keep just going through the rules here just quickly. First race grid is set by qualifying, as is traditional, but the second and third race grid is ordered by the previous race result, with the top 20 drivers guaranteed to be reversed. Now, Alex, you know the master of the reverse grid dice. Could there be a can of worms opened by having a fixed reverse grid every week?
Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure.
As it stands, you can't shoot for 20th because
exactly.
you can't shoot for 15th.
Many points.
Even.
No one will want to lose that amount of points. You know, by thinking, I'm you know, I don't think it's going to make too much of an issue, to be honest. But
if someone, you know, and I don't know, again, I'm not in any point to make the rules exactly here, but you know, there's only 10 points between 10th and 20th that you actually get for finishing in those positions. So would somebody, you know, the last thing we want is somebody to sacrifice 10 points in one race to try and get the 100 in the next.
Yeah, true.
So,
maybe it's something that just needs to be finalised from the admin. There's like a little disclaimer somewhere in that, so we're not 100% sure, I think, at this point exactly how it's going to work. So we'll have to wait and see until we get the absolutely finalised rules on that, I think, before we definitively say what and how that's going to work for sure.
But it looks fantastic. And Adam, it's going to be a journey for us. You know, we might even get a chance to win a race ourselves at some point in 99 races. We might have a chance.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the 5-car teams and at my favourite circuit, Donington National, as well. So I'll be back out there hopefully for that race meeting.
Indeed. So, is there anything we want to look at?
Sorry, go on.
Go on, what?
No. Go on.
Alex, was there anything you wanted to look at from this race?
No, really, I covered it. We saw what happened to Baker. I did manage to get that up on screen, so we saw that as well. But yeah, no, unfortunate what happened there. Let's just move on with that and just think of, actually the three races were pretty good, and generally the series just took a step forward in the last few weeks, and let's hope that it carries on doing that into the final round, and then of course into the BSRTC Pro Series.
Adam, it's been a pleasure, mate. Alex, likewise. Have you enjoyed Bathurst and what it brings, and are you looking forward to Brands Hatch, Adam?
Yeah, Brands Hatch is going to be a fantastic way to round off the series. Back when we were on the Indy circuit in the beginning of before Christmas, in fact, it was some great racing there with Pete Newman Media taking a 1-2-3 and some brilliant racing. So I think we're going to see exactly the same on the Grand Prix circuit next week. What a brilliant way to end the series.
Yep, indeed. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It's been really fun here at Bathurst, and we've got the season finale at Brands Hatch. Can Andreas Katz complete the championship for himself? Well, you're just going to have to find out next week here on BSR TV and the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship.